Morning guys, in today's episode we're going to go over different staking platforms. We're going to cover Binance Earn, KuCoin Earn and other central exchanges and their earning platforms. We're mainly covering staking. I'm going to go into liquidity pools and liquidity like token farming at a later stage, and that includes DeFi. But just in today's video we're going to keep it very simple, and I'm going to explain to you guys my scattershot approach for the Binance Earn program. And I'll also explain why I'm on Binance and stuff like that. So to keep simply, all major central exchanges have an Earn program. It's like a bank in the sense that banks, you can either have a savings account or you can have like a fixed account where they'll hold your money, you'll get a higher interest return, but they hold your money and then you have to wait, or you have to apply 21 days notice, 2 months notice in order to take your money out. And then at least then they know that with that locked capital, they can lend that money out to other bank customers or institutions, and then they can get a higher interest return. And they know that they have that capital to lend out because it's in for a locked period of time. Crypto exchanges do the exact same things, but with different tokens, and the percentages are constantly changing. And you can always compare between different exchanges and as well as different crypto apps, and there's many different ways to earn money on your crypto. And I think that now that we're in this weird period of time where we're not at the bottom, but we're definitely not in a bull run yet. We're kind of trading sideways, so people don't know if it's going to go up more, if it's going to go down more. So if you think it's going to go up more, I still recommend this strategy. If you think it's going to go down more and you're holding stables, this is still a good, we can still talk about it basically. So looking at Binance Earn, we're going to look at Solana right now. I don't know why I can't remove Solana, but there's a way to look at all the coins. But when you look at Binance Earn, you can basically so the way that you can stake your tokens, there's either flexible, which means that it's like a savings account, simply by holding your tokens on the Binance platform and then putting it into the earning. You can withdraw it the same day, or you can like withdraw it in a 1 day notice and get paid that extra percentage for the day. But essentially you can take your money out whenever you want. You'll flexibly earn X amount of APR every year. If you lock it in for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, sometimes they do 120 days as well. But typically with Binance, the way it works is that the longer the locked period, the less amount of tokens you can deposit. So the longest periods, the 90 days and the 120 days, they only allow you to typically put in, obviously different tokens are worth different amounts of US dollars, but it's about 100 to 300 US dollars worth of tokens in the final ones that have the highest APR. And then they'll have the larger quotas in the flexible and then the 30-day ones where it has the lower APRs. So they encourage you to get into it by giving you a small amount, $200-300 that you can put in and get 39% APR. But then with the other 90% of your tokens, you're going to be in flexible getting 12%, or 30 days getting 28% compared to 38%. So my scattergun approach is, if you're optimistic in crypto, but you don't know how to time the bottom, you don't know how to time the top, you're simply dollar cost averaging every month into crypto. You kind of know what you want. So you kind of want some Ethereum, you kind of want some Bitcoin. You've already broken down your protocol. What I would do is, one of my scattergun approaches simply, I'll take $200 and I'll put it each month into a different token. So I always I'll get like the 90-day ones, the 120-day ones, because I'm in crypto for the long term. I think that the next bull run will be in maybe 2024, 2025. I think we're going to go up and down for the whole year. I don't think the economy is in a good place right now. I think it can get a lot worse, in fact. So maybe it's even a better idea to be stabled up. But my scattergun approach is, I'll put $100 into Axie Infinity, and then I'll let it stake, getting me 38%. I'll put $100 into DOT, I'll put $100 into NEAR, and instead of earning, 5% or something like Avalanche that earns you 6%, I'll earn 11% on it and I'll be happy. I also do have a lot of money in stables, and when you're in stables on Binance, the main thing to note is BUSD, which is obviously their equivalent, their version of USDC. The way it works is that it says 6% and 5.5, so you automatically will be like, oh, it's much better to only hold BUSD. That is in fact a complete lie. Don't fall for it. The main thing to note is that for the first $0 to $1,000, you get 6% return on your BUSD. But anything after that, so let's say you deposited $5,000, $1,000 will get 6% return a year. The other 4,000 will only get 3% return. USDT, the first $1,000 gets you 5.5. Anything after that gives you 3.2. So the ideal situation is if you're holding $5,000 in stable coins and you're just waiting for a correction, or you're waiting for the bear market and you're trying to time the bottom, you should be holding $1,000 in BUSD to earn that 6%, and then $4,000 in USDT. 1,000 will earn you 5.5. The other 3,000 will earn you 3.2. If you want to be even extra, what you would do is you could do $1,000 in BUSD, $1,000 in USDT, earning 6 and 5.5%, and then you find other exchanges to then move the remaining 3,000 USDT to. However, there is some risk with that. If you're on other exchanges like KuCoin Earns, or you're on Gemini, or you're on FTX, or if you're on, Huobi, or any of the big ones, Kraken, the problem is if those exchanges go bust, or they get hacked, or there's any exposure, then you're just exposing yourself to risk like that. I do think it's not a good idea to have all your money on Binance. I'm not saying you do that, but I'm saying if you got, let's say you're holding your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, I highly recommend you keep that in a cold wallet. You're keeping it away. You believe in crypto for the long term. If you're a fan of mine and you play Splinterlands, you've got a bunch of money on your Hive account. I'm saying if you're just in crypto and you want to experiment and you want to earn some additional cash on some crypto, try the scattergun approach. If you're stabled up, I still recommend Binance, just because Binance is the largest exchange. It's got like 80% of the trading volumes every day. It's currently the number one exchange for a reason, and there's no competition. Even when FTX was around, Binance still had 70-80% of the total market share, and it's only improving and increasing with things like hearing about Gemini's Earn platform crashing. Another great example is Cake. So the thing about Cake is I saw it the other day. I'm locked in at 120, but once again I'm only locked in at maybe $100 in the 120-day lock station. But you can see with Cake, the way it works is that it goes from 6.2 to 10.5 to 15 to 23. The flexible's at 30% APR. So they're encouraging you to just hold Cake and buy Cake. So you can take advantage of things like this, and you can buy some Cake and you can just hold it in flexible, and you're earning far more than me that's locked it in at 23%. I'm not too sure why they let you do that, but they do it. Other examples is Cosmos. I really like Atom. It's probably one of my favorite tokens of all time. However, on Binance, I hold very little Atom, maybe 5. The flexible only pays you 3.5. The 30 days is 12. 60 days is 14. 90 days is 16. I'm obviously just rounding up because I'm lazy. And then 22 for the Atom. So the problem is, for 22%, they only let you stake 5 Atom. There are much, much better staking places for Atom. There's places that you can get 22% with a 21-day lock, which is way better than the 30-day lock. And you can hold it in your own wallet, or you can do something like Exodus, or you could do it on the Atom platform itself. So you also, if you hold in some tokens, you should just be careful and test where you put them and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just a brief introduction to Binance Earn. And if you're just holding your cryptocurrency, on Binance. I highly recommend you check it out, and at least you can start earning